Ready? Oh, sorry.
5, 4, 3.
Okay, got it. Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the 100 Block Podcast. We are having a special show today. We got Boo Boo over here.
What up, what up? We on the block today. One more time. We got a good guest in the house, in the building.
Yep. She is known as Lidia La Viclera.
Lidia La Viclera.
There you go.
Biker chick Lidia.
She's got a few of them.
I got a few of them.
Yeah, that's the way we do it. That's
Well,
the way.
welcome to the 100 Podcast, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you
Joining us
for
this
inviting
morning.
It was a last minute opportunity that we had. We had to jump on it, and we threw it out there, and we're happy to have you.
We're here now, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
I appreciate the
So-
invitation.
Oh no, thank you for coming. For accepting. Let's get in on this. Where were you born and raised?
Born in East LA.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Mexico.
Okay.
And was raised in Boyle Heights.
In Boyle Heights?
Yeah.
Okay.
My parents are typical, Mexican background, right?
Yeah.
Immigrants. Lived when I was a tiny little baby. We lived in Bakersfield. My dad did his thing in the fields and came from the struggle.
Yes,
and,
of course. We all know that struggle.
Yeah, and it was actually, looking back now, I think about it and I'm like, how did they do it?
Yes.
But we did it. We, as a family, I guess we can go back now and look at it in hindsight, like, wow, like we've come a long way. Even though to some people maybe it might not seem like it, but
No, the struggle was different in those
Yeah.
days, and they went through a lot to make things happen and get out here and give an opportunity to their kids.
right,
You
right,
know, so-
and sometimes we don't really notice how hard it is until you have to go through it yourself, and we complain about things that are just like ridiculous now.
Petty.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, I grew up in Boyle Heights, the projects.
Aliso Village, those
Aliso,
projects?
Pico, like between 4th Street and 1st Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the park, Pecan Park?
I
Okay.
played it at the park. And it was a hard but nice upbringing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy back then.
Yeah. I kind of hung out on those projects as well.
Did you?
Yeah. Right at 3rd and Pecan, TMC's neighborhood.
TMC, that was our neighborhood.
Oh,
Mom?
okay. Okay.
knows, yes.
So the same. So you remember Moons?
I miss Moon.
Miss
She
Moons.
kicked me out all the time.
That liquor store's gone now, right?
It's still there.
Do they still own it?
You know what? No, I think
No?
it was passed down to somebody, and then I haven't been there in a couple of.
What, since they tore them down?
Well, you know what? When they tore down those projects,
Yeah.
they actually moved us
to the next ones and over.
Yeah, to the
Yeah, right on the other
opposite
side of the
team,
street. Yeah, exactly.
So, but the store was there, and
Yeah, I haven't been to Moons in years. Well, I haven't been. The last time I hung out there, I think it was like 95, 96.
oh wow,
The last time I
it's
was in
been
that
a while.
area.
Yeah.
That's when Homeboys was still there before it burnt down.
Homeboys, yep,
Yeah. So I know a little bit about that area.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah, Dolores Mission, Homeboy, yeah.
Yeah.
So until what age did you live there?
Well, I believe I was, let's see, 18, 19. I was working, so moved out. My parents remained there with my brother and sisters. I think it was, I don't know, 20s.
Early 20s?
I don't, because I remember that I moved, right? I got a job and everything, and then they bought a house eventually, and I
okay.
helped with that little process. So they
That's
they
cool.
moved to Bakersfield. Yeah.
Oh, so they went
So
way out
it
there.
was,
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like around 2001,
Yeah.
4? Oh, 4. There,
2004.
Okay.
fact check.
right.
Yes.
Luckily,
She knows.
she's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what high school did you end up going to?
Roosevelt. High
Roosevelt.
School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Roosevelt.
Yeah,
Hell
Rough
yeah.
Riders.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you finally decided to get your license, what did you drive first? A car or a motorcycle?
It was a car.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's car. He would drive me everywhere, but then he showed me how to drive, and I
You
got my
jumped
driver's
in.
license. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was like 18. Right? Yeah, like around 18.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays kids don't want to drive that soon.
No?
You got
They're
Uber.
not anxious to drive.
Oh, because they have Uber.
They got
Yeah.
Uber. Yeah, nobody wants to drive. Nobody wants to pay for the insurance. Like,
Right.
very different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then we couldn't wait to drive.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Kind
Yeah,
of got in trouble a few times.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too. Me
yeah,
too.
right? Exactly.
Shoot, I couldn't get my license till I was 18 because of that.
Yeah.
Just getting caught without a license.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry.
Go ahead.
So at what age did you decide, you know what, let me jump on a bike? Like, what made you want to?
Well, it was around 20, I think it was at the time. The issue was not issue, but the idea was brought up, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And when I took the course, I passed it and took the written test, and that was it. I got my license, my M1.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you never actually rode behind
Before?
somebody?
I did at the time
You did?
with
Okay.
my partner at the time. I did. That's kind of how I got into it, but I didn't like it. I was like, I can't.
How long did you do that before you were like, nope, I'm getting my own?
Not too long. It must have been maybe a handful of times that I was on the back.
Yeah.
You're like,
And then I
screw
was like,
this, huh?
yeah,
I got to
no.
get my
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I was the
just-
same with
yeah.
him. I think we had done an event where it was a bunch of us that went riding somewhere, and I was like, next year when we do this, I'm bringing my own bike.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that
Yep.
following year,
Really?
I had my own. Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not doing this.
There's something about not having control
Control.
of the bike,
Yes.
and I get freaked out. Like I feel like I'm the worst passenger, in a car.
As is, right?
Yeah. I'm just
Even
not-
worse on a bike.
Yeah,
So what was your first bike?
it was a Ninja, Kawasaki
What the heck?
Ninja.
Damn,
yeah.
you went straight to a Ninja rice rocket?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
You
It was
do
a little
wheelies and
one.
all that, or no?
No, I didn't. I was actually good, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I had a Ninja. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to ride with some girls, and I did a lot of like just local, like riding.
Yeah,
not too
events.
much like not far.
Yeah. So what made you change up from a Ninja to a Harley?
I think, well, the scene was different. I believe the people that I was around were already kind of getting into that type of bike, so I figured, might as well jump on that, and I liked it. I was like, okay, let me go take a look at a few, and ended up.
So what was your first Harley?
It was a Sportster 1200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of fast, those bikes.
They
yeah,
are.
they got
They're
big
fast
engines
little
for,
bike, yeah.
for a little bike.
They
and,
are.
You got to be
They're
careful
very-
with those for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big difference are a lot lighter than the
Yeah.
Jumpers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Although when I started looking into those, they looked so big to me. Just
That was
just
my
bigger.
That's a bike I have still, the Sportster.
Okay.
I want to move up. I just haven't made that move yet. But
Yeah.
but yes, at first I was like, no, I'll start with this. This is
Yeah.
like already a lot.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning, you're gonna drop it. So, I'm like, I need to learn how to pick this thing up by myself.
Yeah.
So, I let that one be the
Yeah.
one that I learned from.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're easier to handle. They're fun. You get in and out of traffic quickly.
Oh, yeah.
There's no like you really don't have much of a delay when it comes to like handling it.
Yeah.
But once you get to that fifth gear and you're like, I want to go up one more, then
Yes,
you're like, I wish
there's
I had
no
a bigger
more.
bike.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at what point did you decide to move to the next one? The next one was a slim, right?
It was a slim, yeah. It was a mermaid bike, which at the time when I
That's
first
right.
bought it, it was red, and my friend Robin named it the Heartbreaker, and she got
Okay.
me like
Good
a
name.
cute little horn that was a cover that was like a heart shape. But I think it was like 5-6 years later after I had already been riding around on the Sportster, yeah.
Okay.
And it was my friend Robin that was like, you need to try, this
Mm-hmm.
bike. And I was like, no. And she goes, try my bike. I'll hold it for you. So we're like in the parking lot and she's holding the bike. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I take off and I'm like, okay, I don't want to get off now. Like,
Yeah, like
this
that's
is my
it.
bike. Yeah. And that was it. After that, I sold my Sporty and I got
On the slim.
yeah.
And you fixed that one up. You had that one for a while, right?
I had that one. When I bought it, it came with a bunch of stuff already. It was kind of fixed up. But I wanted to give it my touch.
Your own
Yeah,
touch.
personalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you painted it that candy.
Teal, like a turquoise.
Yeah.
That
Who was
a
the painter
really
for
nice
that one?
color. I like it.
That was Black Rooster Customs in LA.
Okay.
That was the first paint job I believe that he did on a bike.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like a kind of like a test on the colors and the paint and everything.
So were you heavily involved in that with the patterns?
Very,
and, yeah.
Yeah, it was I think I got on his nerves more than
More-
more than he wanted me to. But yeah, we tried one pattern, we tried to paint and it didn't work, and then I had to go and pick the color that I wanted. They didn't have much of a choice, much of a selection, so I wound up having to mix the paint, and I was like, okay, that's the color I want, and then they just kind of made it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
He's actually the one that painted my bike too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't give him a hard time though. I let him, I just wanted something different.
Oh, nice.
And I let him,
Yeah, he's a
handle
great
it.
painter. Yeah. He had a lot of patience and knew like after a while, like, okay, this is gonna be hard, but but he got it done, and I was very happy. Yeah.
I ended up having him do my coffee cup too.
Oh, nice.
It has Lidia on there, like the Harley logo. Yeah, he hooked it
how
up.
did you hear about him?
I think it was through your page.
My page,
yeah. And I just started following him. I was following some of the work that he was doing, and he had already started painting a couple of people's bikes, and he hit me up and he's like, "You interested?" And all. Hell yeah, let's do it.
That's
cool.
cool.
So I was very happy with the work that he did.
Got it. That's awesome.
I want to get into a little bit about your bike. Now, the first thing I noticed is you have 8 hangers instead of the beach bars. What made you go
The
8 hangers?
Instead of the beach bar, I never even tried.
You never tried. You just went straight to the apes.
Yeah,
I think they look too wide.
They look wide and intimidating.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I would have to. Maybe one day I'll try them. But well, I tried the
you went from 18s to 16. I mean, you went from 16s to 18s, right?
Well, I went from like little drag bars on my bike to
the 16s.
Yeah. So, believe it or not, the first time I tried them, because I was like, I don't know if I can do this,
Yeah.
But then when I tried it, it felt even more comfortable than mine. The way you turn is different.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I like this. So my bike came with 16.
Well, I like the 8. I have apes on mine, and I like them because
Really?
it's slimming, because you bring up all the fat, instead of down here, and you just look like,
You just look like you're like,
So you bring it up, and it's real slimming,
That's a good point.
Yeah, he said he would be like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Keep the arms up.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's slimming. So that's why I go with the apes. But
that's the reason.
Yeah,
okay, cool. That's a good reason.
So when I first started following you, I think that's when you started doing your foundation. It was Biker Chicks Inc. Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that.
I started that foundation actually in 2016 with the idea of combining my 2 passions, right? It was the dog, the whole dog thing, right? I owned a grooming shop for a while, and it was a business that I loved. And I loved doing a lot of charity work, doing grooming for dogs that needed to get adopted. Yeah, and then I had at the time I was in Santa Clarita, so I had a grooming van and a grooming shop, and then I sold that. It was too much of a commute going from Santa Clarita to Southgate every day, so I decided to just put that to rest,
right.
And then maybe one day I'll do it again. But when I started writing, I thought there was an opportunity there for me to combine those 2 things because of events that I can create that would help raise either money or people bring food or whatever it is to give to the local shelters, and then also for kids in need, right? Like pretty much I always say I can help anybody, any cause that I can. If you come to me and ask me, hey, let's do something for this cause, I'll do it. But my main focus was the dogs, and then helping the youth.
Right. That's right. I remember you had the stickers. You had a dog on the stickers.
Yeah,
too,
that's
right?
Missy.
That's
my
right.
dog.
You still have.
Missy's still there. She's still helping me. She's an amazing dog. I hope she's watching. No, I'm kidding. But she's
the screen
probably,
TV.
There you go.
Shout out to Missy.
Yeah, right.
She's been my support system for many years. She's one of the reasons too why I kind of felt like I can take her with me and other people can relate, and then it just kind of sparks a conversation.
It opens up conversations.
Yeah, so I still have her, but that's the reason why I thought let me get into this, because I always loved doing I have my job, right, 9 to 5, but I always love doing things on the side, like
Right.
not so much as a side hustle, but like a hobby.
Like for fun.
Yeah. And then if it turns into whatever, so when I created the nonprofit, it was for that, just to kind of get into the giving back, you know?
Yeah, of course, of course.
And you did a lot too. You did a lot of events.
A lot of events.
With that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, what about the one that you did, Hogs and Dogs at the Dirt Dog? Was
that one? Yeah.
That was under Biker Chicks still, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then so we had this thing where they give back to the charity or whatever charity of choice that we have. So at that time, I always take like vendors and people just to try to help out on that sense too, because when you have an event, you get local vendors to come out. And then there was one particular person that I always work with in the dog community, and his name's Luciano Aguilar. And he does a lot of good things for like veterans, right? Like he was in the, oh my God, I don't want to say the Army, but Marines. I'm sorry.
Armed Forces. He's in the military.
In the military.
In the military.
And he trained military dogs. So he helps veterans and the families. So we've always worked together putting these dog events, and he'll bring trainers, and he's a trainer. He has a facility. He does so much for the community.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the funds were directed to his
the foundation.
Yeah, foundation on multiple occasions. So and then obviously with the community, you bring other people and just try to give them exposure.
Yeah.
It's not just about like, oh, this is my event.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's a chance for everybody to promote their business too.
Exactly. So
Now I got to ask you this question. I there was an event that Icon threw over there, Ali Icon threw over there, and that was my first time at Dirt Dogs. And I walk up, and the first thing I see is a big mural.
Yeah.
Did you see that post?
I did.
Who would be your people? Who would be your people? And would they would have to be LA people, because it is LA.
LA people.
Yeah. Because a couple of people said Chente, and it was like, well, he's not really from LA,
Or
so let's
just LA or California.
No, let's say California. West Coast. Let's throw West Coast out there.
Yeah. Jeez.
Who would be your people? Women or men?
So...
Women or men, either or.
But that's the thing.
Who's your opinion?
From California.
Yeah.
I think Jenny Rivera was a staple in the community.
Yeah,
right?
sure enough.
Lupillo, and I'm talking local, right?
Yeah.
But then you have obviously the traditional old school, my the music that I grew up with. You got Ramon Ayala, Chente, all of that, right?
Yeah.
Selena, of course, I would put Selena up there.
Oh,
but
of
she's
course,
not,
that would be a good one.
That would be a good one too.
Yeah, that's like
Carlos Santana would be another good one.
Santana, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. There are so many, right? Like. It just depends on the genre, I guess.
Yeah, on what you're going for.
Well, there's different locations. So, that conversation was like, okay, put people on the mural, based on the location that it's at. You know, so that's kind of the conversation.
Gives Dirt Dog I think more to think about, I would say.
Yeah, I think the hip hop culture, right? Then you have like the new school, right?
Yeah.
Like you got Jimmy Humilde doing all kinds of things.
All kinds of good stuff out
there.
there.
Shout out to him.
Yes, sir.
He's got all these new artists that are literally changing and combining the two cultures together. You have the hip hop, and then you have the corridos and the
that's right.
In the lowrider world too.
Yeah. And I think that's important, because even like the events that I go to, like the takeover, right? They combine, like you got Dubsy, and then you got like, the Mexican side of it, like the.
Yeah, the Mexican Chicano rappers, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So with the biker community and the lowrider community, do you see them mixing together a lot more?
The biker community and the lowrider?
And the lowrider community mixing a lot more than what they used to before? Because, like we go to the boulevards and you see a lot of bikers there now.
a lot of bikers now.
So let me ask you a question now that you bring that up, right? Because I remember maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago when they used to do the cruises on 6th Street. In LA, the bridge.
Right down the bridge, 6th Street Bridge.
Yeah, and I always loved, seeing it. Growing up, you see all the lowriders,
of
right?
Course.
But I was already riding, so I'm like, hey, let's go and take a cruise.
Yes.
But I never really realized how
separated they were.
They were separated.
Yes.
I never paid attention. So you noticed that too, right?
Yeah, I've noticed that both communities are starting to come together, and you start seeing them both on the boulevard or Elysian Park. You see them both there.
Before it was two different
and
worlds.
I think with a lot of bikes going to like candy colors now, you know, that you got the cholo choppers coming out, like what you have, with the candy colors and pinstripes and all that stuff.
Before you didn't see too many females on bikes. There are so many now.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. You didn't really. I couldn't identify with any females that were in this culture before, right? Because I was riding around in LA and I came across a lot of females, right? But it wasn't like, oh, these are bicleras, these are chicanas. Like it was more like these are biker chicks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of transitioning into like the whole Chicano culture, even though it's already been there. I'm saying from my experience, like seeing it on the boulevard, it wasn't as common.
It's more united. It's more united.
Yeah.
Did you ever get involved in the biker clubs or anything like that?
Yes, I did. I was in a club for many years. It was a family club and did a lot of family charity events.
Okay.
Riding around. It was more of a family than an actual
a club.
Like the biker typical biker club that you see out there. So I had the opportunity to be a part of that, and as a female, it comes with a lot of controversy, and it comes with a lot of conflict, and I went through my fair share, but I learned a lot.
How is it when you're rolling down the street 300 deep or down the freeway and you're like 300 deep? I mean, what is that type of feeling? Because I've done it before. I mean, what is that type of feeling that you get when you look in your rearview mirror and there's just people in front of you and in back of you, and you're just like, damn. And then when you come across a turn on the freeway, you just see it. You know, like how does that make you feel? Like, you know, with the wind going through your hair, and
I don't think there's anything else like it. You know?
Yeah. Cause I know when the wind goes through my hair. Oh man.
I know the wind part doesn't feel that way for me because I don't want to mess up my hair. Right?
He's tripping though.
You know? Right. I'm like Bob from La Bamba. When he's riding, he's going like this.
Right. I've done that, but it's not as fun because you get the bugs and
the bugs and everybody's oil coming off their bikes, and you get to your spine, you're all full of bugs and black.
Black spots from the oil.
Or you start choking on a bug. Oh yeah, I've been through that.
That's happened. And you're like, why didn't I wear a full face? But you want to feel it somehow, in some way. But you also want to protect your face.
Yeah, throw something.
And it's not as romantic or as nice as
the way he's making it
sound.
Right?
No. Wow. But it feels good. I've done so many runs where it's hundreds and hundreds of bikes, and you look back and it is a beautiful feeling. You know, you just feel like everybody's there to enjoy that ride, and they come together. And
what's the farthest you've gone? Like Vegas, Sturgis?
I haven't done Sturgis. That's my bucket list.
That's on your bucket list? Riding, or are you just going to drive out there?
It depends on the opportunity that comes up. If it's, you know, where I have to trailer because of the bike that I have, or because of the people that I'm with, or because of the whatever. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't do it, but I do want to ride over there for my first time at least. I gotta experience the ride. I've been to Arizona, Vegas. I don't even remember. I think TJ Rosarito. A bunch of times. I think the Arizona one was the most. The longest and the most I don't know, I don't want to say dreadful, but it was long.
It was intense.
But it wasn't dreadful. It was actually okay. My hair was still looking okay.
No, you still get off and you're like,
I was like, my curls are here. We're good. No, I'm kidding. No, it was nice. There's a lot of intense rides that I've done where you take a toll. It takes you take a beating. It takes a toll on you. So it's not always glitz and glamour, like the way we make it seem sometimes. No.
You get there and you're like, "Where's the mirror?"
She goes to her mirror on her bike. And
how do I look? Shit.
You look like
shit. Like otherwise you'll have all these black spots on your face and nobody tells you.
You want to look like you ride. You don't want to look like you're just like
or the hair it gets so tangled.
That's why you gotta tuck it in. Depending on where you're going, wear a full face.
But some girls just let it flow. I'm like, that but that sucks afterwards.
My hair for sure is one of. I usually try to keep it like tucked in. Yeah. But there's times where I just get on the bike and go, and my hair is
You're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to throw in a braid, a quick one if I have to. Yeah.
No, I just get on and go.
Yeah.
Vámonos.
So what about Iron Goddess? I know that you is that something that you're a part of, or that's just something that you jump in once in a while?
I guess you can say I'm a little bit of a part of the process of just supporting and promoting and helping and being there for Benny, which is the girl that put it together.
Okay. Those are biker runs that they do, female biker runs, right?
It's a female motorcycle show, and it's now now they're on tour. So,
okay. And they do shows, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
They do a lot of cool tricks.
Well,
right?
they have like the stunt riders, and then they have awards and showcasing all the bikes. So yeah, there's a bunch of dates coming up this year. Vegas, I think Nashville. Sorry, Bunny, I forgot which other cities right now. I blanked out, but there's a bunch, and you can find it online under Iron Goddess and get the tour dates. Florida. LA for sure. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
So do they go across from state to state, or they just do events more local in each of those states?
The first one was last year, and it was in LA. This year it became a tour, and now it's gonna be different states. So she's doing an amazing job. Like, I don't know how she does it, but she's booking like one after another, and she's everywhere. Like, that woman makes me look like,
good for her.
Yeah, like I'm just like sleeping half the time, but she's always running around. Like, I don't know how she does it. But yeah, she's doing really good.
So taking it back to your bike, the Mermaid, didn't you end up raffling that one off?
I did.
You did, right?
Yeah, I did. So I raffled it off.
How did it feel when you let go of it? Because you had that for a while, right?
I did. No, I mentally let go way before I even said I was gonna raffle it off. Right. I was ready.
How do you let go? Because I have a bike and I need a new one.
He needs to let it go.
And everybody tells you just let it go, but I can't. I mean,
well,
it's just,
if you're not ready, you're not ready.
No, but like, will I ever be ready?
The bike is ready.
It's kind of similar to yours, just different colors. I got the 39-inch pipes. I got the air ride. I got the 16-inch apes. Kind of similar, just different colors. But like, how do you get rid of that? Like, talk to me.
Do you have a backup plan already for
to go buy one?
And then you have to start all over again, like with the parts.
Well, I thought about just buying another Softail and then just tearing that one apart and just putting all my parts on the new Softail,
got it.
so I don't have to rebuy stuff.
So then you have to
trying to.
But then, how are you gonna get rid? You're gonna sell it or?
I don't know. I probably won't. See, I don't want to sell it because I can't see somebody else ride it. And it's just like
I just saw the man that won at the Dodger Stadium the other day.
What do you go? You're like, hey, that's my bike. I was like the dude's like, oh, it's my bike. Fool. Like,
change anything on
what I mean?
No, left it the
everything's
same?
the same.
Exactly. The same.
I was riding. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
I was like, no, but I mean, I know she's in a good home. I took good care of her. I enjoyed her while I had her, and I was ready for another project. I enjoy the projects.
You like the crash bars? See, I'm not a crash bar person.
God, you don't know how many times that thing has saved that bike.
Really?
Just from not me riding, but just from moving it around.
Yeah.
Or putting it putting
it away or something.
It like nothing happens.
Yeah. I like the more like if you're looking at it from the back, the skinnier. The crash bars make it chubby.
It does. I like that beefy look.
I like that slim look.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a bike right away after that. You actually started. You have this collaboration with Harley where you were borrowing bikes from them, or they were having you test bikes from them for a while, right?
Yeah. So they reached out and said that they would want me to try out the different bikes in 2021, just the new ones, to put content out there and see what just to give my feedback on it.
Right.
And I started with the lowrider S. I pretty much tried them all except for the big ones, the Road Glide and the Street Glide. Yeah, those were way too much. But I got to the Road King and the Heritage, the Sport Glide, and they were all like I was able to ride those. And then I had another bike that was on the works, so I had another Slim, and that's the one I would get around in, and that one wasn't fixed up yet. Yeah. And then there was at the time I had other bikes that I was able to use.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until I finally got
the one that you have
the
now,
one that I have
La
now.
Sicaria, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about that bike.
It's
A
a style of bike.
It-
Like the Slim is a Harley, right?
It's a model. Yeah, it's a different model. It's I want
Like
to
a
say
Softail or-
the next one up from a Sportster would be like the Slim.
There you go.
It's a smaller Softail. Yeah, I guess because the
Yeah.
Heritage is a
Much
little bit
bigger.
bigger. Yeah.
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 So I gotta ask this question.
Hold on, we're gonna hear about La Sicaria first.
Oh, okay.
That's a heritage
Don't forget
classic,
the
right?
question.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You probably want me to forget the question, but it's
God.
all right.
Okay, forget the question.
So La Sicaria, you got her how long ago?
In February of actually March 3rd, I picked it up.
Okay.
Of last year, I'm sorry, 2023. Yeah.
She's beautiful.
At a Harley
you.
dealer? Or
No, I
through-
actually got it at Chopper Gallery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the people, I don't know if you've heard of it or been there, Chopper Gallery in Temecula.
No.
So that place is well known for used bikes, and a lot of them already come hooked up.
Okay.
And they have good prices.
I should go there.
Yes.
You should. You can
yeah.
actually sell
At least
yours
check
and
it
they'll
out.
sell you one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell mine. We already had that discussion.
You should trade yours in.
Yeah.
And,
Yes,
I can't see
yes.
somebody on my
just be
bike.
like, bye. And then
I'm not
somebody
there
walks
yet.
in
Yeah.
right after you let go, and then they
takes
take
it
off
right away,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, and you'll
Oh,
watch
yeah.
them leave.
So what's this place called again?
Chopper Gallery.
I gotta remember
the
that.
Chopper Gallery.
Okay.
It's in Temecula.
We gotta check that out.
Yeah, and shout out to them. They're great people. They always treat you right. So I got I went in there and I wanted to get a bike that already had some stuff on it.
Yes.
Because all I wanted to do was like kind of like swap things and then sell those parts and you know
Exactly.
kind of like it'll pay for itself.
Yeah. Yes.
And then we did a collaboration with the paint job. So
who did that paint job?
they did.
Oh,
Chopper
they did.
Gallery.
Oh,
The
okay.
first one that I had on this bike was their vision of what they wanted. A combination, I guess, of what I wanted and kind of what they wanted. But it was it was a really nice paint job. It just wasn't my vision, and I appreciate what they did, but I told them, I'm like, I have to make it a little
So
different.
did you add to it, or did you just completely
redid the whole thing.
Redid the whole bike.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
it just wasn't for me. It was more. The way I saw it was more for like a guy and more. And I told him I didn't like the tangerine on it. So I was just like, that's for sure like a no. And then I told him, sorry, but I got to change it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's how I ended up with this last
So do you
thing.
work on your own bikes when things happen? Something
well,
goes down, you know.
My husband, for the most part, does all the work.
Okay.
But he's been teaching me a lot.
How to work on it.
How to work on them, how to wrench. He makes sure that I'm not just there, like not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And I've learned so much from him.
You gotta know what's what.
Oh,
She
yeah.
don't like me around. No, she'll take a whole bike apart. In
Really?
Like 20
I would like
minutes.
to work on my own bike.
Yeah.
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 There you go.
I'll let him
And
do the hard stuff. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that one. Go ahead. I'm gonna take lunch.
Really?
I'm on lunch.
Yeah, that's awesome. Really, you guys do?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
badass. Yeah, that's what I like too. He's the one that built the whole bike. So
Okay.
yeah, and I helped him, but I want to take more credit than I deserve.
Yeah.
But
No, take
but
it
I
off.
did
Take it
I
off.
did do a lot. I always made sure that I was like on it, you know.
Okay.
Like,
Mhm. So you can
yeah,
have
just so I know.
You know
so
exactly.
I know what's going on. And like I said, I learned a lot. Like I can definitely do more now. Like when it comes to the wheels, even like just like the bars don't seem like they're that complicated, but you know they
No,
are.
they are because you got to change out all the cables.
Oh yeah, yeah. I learned we
That
did all
clutch
that.
cables is
yeah,
the
and
pain in
it
the
tests.
butt.
It really is a test for your, your
Patience.
patience.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
yeah, we were gonna kill each other a few times, but we did.
Yeah, we've been
You
there.
you made it through all
We
good.
made
Yeah,
it. He's
you're
alive.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's alive.
So-
He's
Exactly.
alive, right? Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
babe.
So,
Yeah. I
so
like
let's go
that.
back to my question.
There you go.
Okay, so I've realized every biker has this. I've even have mine. So I'll even go with my story first.
Okay.
What is your most embarrassing moment on your bike? So mine was I just bought my bike. I was just
Okay.
learning. Probably I think it was my first time on the freeway. I'm on the 110 going to Portugal. And why do I wear shorts?
Oh my
Why?
God.
Why do I wear shorts? But hey, I
all
thought I was cool.
I
you
can
know?
just imagine.
So all of a
Yeah.
sudden, I'm on the 110, like the 110 and the 405. And, at this point, I don't even want to take my hands off the handlebars. I mean, I'm white knuckling it like a mother, And all of a sudden, my shorts just go all the way up, all the way up, right? And my legs are white at the top, you know? So you know, everybody was around me like, hey, your bike, you know? I'm like, no, you know, 'cause I didn't want to take my hands off the handlebars, you know? So I had to ride from the 405 all the way to the exit. Yeah, I can just imagine everybody was coming up next to me, laughing at me, and cars next to me probably were doing the same. So, you know, that was one of my most embarrassing moments on my bike. What is yours?
Mine, geez, I don't.
You don't have
I mean,
one?
I'm so like
You prepare
properly, ready all the time. If you gotta stay ready.
It's a process. Yeah, it's a process.
But I had to do it
yeah,
like my
you
first
know.
time, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you gotta think about those
on
things.
the freeway.
I don't even know if I have an embarrassing moment. I gotta think about that one.
Okay. Well,
Have you ever dropped your bike?
No.
What?
No.
So you never crashed?
You
never crashed?
Never.
Yeah.
Knock on
Yeah,
wood.
knock
on
I always
wood.
knock on
Exactly.
wood.
Good.
Yeah.
I know.
No.
I take it back. The Sporty, I did drop it in the driveway
Okay.
one time because I was moving it and I stepped on a crack.
Yeah.
And it was uneven and it just kind of went boop. But I was able to pick it up.
Yeah, usually the dropping is like minor stuff, like you're parked or you're, you know, it's not like where you're moving.
I think embarrassing for me always is being pulling up to a place and thank God. That's why I always take forever to park. Not parking right away because I have to be careful where I'm going to park if there's any uneven floor because especially with the bigger bike, I have to make sure that I'm able to back. And sometimes I'm not.
Because the weight of it,
the weight,
once you're
my legs don't really reach.
Yeah,
so,
once you're stopped, it's different.
It's different.
The weight
and you
kicks
don't want
in.
to, you know, like, oh, I did drop my husband's bike.
Oh, that don't matter.
Yeah.
That don't matter. That wasn't important. That's not an important part of the
He's
show.
like, you got this. I know.
You dropped it.
But he was the only one watching, so it doesn't count.
So did he have a?
So it didn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
It didn't happen.
So he had a bigger bike than you?
He has a bigger bike. He has
Okay,
a Street Glide, and it's all fixed up. He did all the work on it, but it's more like a club style. No, he has the crash bars.
Okay.
Luckily.
But I literally went from one side and then to the other, and it just kind of. And he's just like,
What are you doing?
no one's ever dropped my bike. Like,
But it's
there
me.
you go. It's me.
But it's me.
Yeah, you had
Yeah.
the privilege of me dropping your
There
bike.
you go.
Right?
Exactly.
Don't you forget it.
Yeah, but it's so heavy. I kept telling him like I can't reach the floor. So my goal is to ride his bike comfortably. And I just met a lady a couple weeks ago that has a road glide, and she's 5 feet tall. And her and her YouTube channel is called 1 Foot. She literally rides on 1 foot and backs up her bike on one leg.
What the heck?
Yes.
Why, does she only have one leg?
No, she has
okay.
two.
Just making
But
sure.
she doesn't reach both down.
But she can't reach
Yeah.
the floor.
So she kind of has to lean over.
She has to lean over and back,
Get
and
the air
she
ride.
waits, and right. That's why I was like, you know what, the air ride. I would probably, I still don't think I would ride a big bike like that,
Even with an air ride?
even with an air ride, because I feel like if I get myself in a situation, I want to be able to get myself out of it. Maybe in the future, I might reconsider just trying it. But I think my biggest fear would be to get stuck in a situation where I can't get out of, and then I'm just like there, like dying. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, laying there, and I don't know. I don't know.
So tell us a little bit about the cultural movement that you do with El Velorio for Dia de las Muertes.
So El Velorio, I've been going to El Velorio for for a long time, right? And as a spectator, right, I was always like, man, that's like a really nice event. Anything that has to do with Dia de los Muertos, back in the day, Placita Olvera always had it.
Yeah.
And when we came across the event, we went and I fell in love, and I was like, wow. So I started going every year, and then the first year I rode my bike to it, I had fixed up, the makeup and everything, the Katrina look, and then I rode over there, and then it was just to go, right?
Right.
And I still remember like the people that I saw there there was a few people that like painters and stuff like that, and then I thought like this is really cool. And what is it, like a couple years, 2-3 years later, Antonio Pelayo reached out and said he had an idea of working together, and I was like, okay, and we kind of made it happen with the bikes, being at the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the first one I did in 2021, I believe it was the first one. It wasn't that a couple years ago,
right?
So I invited different people, and they brought their bikes, and we had
there was some really cool pictures that came out of that. I remember seeing
it was amazing. Actually, that's my favorite show. I always tell them, out of the entire year, like, I think that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And now we have Viclasos, and Malo's collaborating with Antonio Pelayo, and he's doing the whole, like, he brought it to another level. So that is becoming better every year.
Right. Yeah. So you have a lot of events that you do over here, but you moved away. How is it, for you now being out there? Are you trying to put things together where you're at now, or are you still working with them this way?
Well, I didn't really move away. I'm kind of commuting back and forth between LA and Northern California. I've done work in San Francisco, trying to get into, like, the scene out there. There's so much culture out there.
And they have lowriding out there too.
Oh yeah, lowriding,
awesome,
the Viclas, San Jose, Stockton, Modesto. We recently had the Fishtail show in Modesto.
Okay.
Michael is the one that puts it together, and he had it in Modesto. I'm like, that's pretty cool, because I'm in all those areas.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can say that right now I'm not in one space, which is LA. I'm pretty much all over, and I want to take
through all California now.
Yeah, I want to take it to different cities, and I'm working with the dealerships up north. My husband works at Eagle's Nest Harley, so he and I are collaborating as well, and trying to get that going, so that we can work with different dealerships as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, okay, so you did Bikers Chicks. Are you? I know that you're doing a new one now. What is it? It's the Bicicleta movement, right?
Well, the Bicicleta has always been around. You have Vatos y Biclas. You got, the ladies that have been around for years, pushing for that, or just being out there as Bicicletas, right? But when I started Biker Chicks Inc., like I said, it wasn't for me. It wasn't as.
It was for the people.
And then it wasn't so like what it is now, right? You didn't have that many Bicicletas, you had Biker Chicks.
Very different.
Yeah, and even my whole persona, or just me, myself, I feel like I've grown so much and have learned so much since. And I feel like for me, it's a different perspective that I bring now in terms of, like, what it represents to be a female, and to be a biker, and to be, or not even a biker, but to be, to be a lady rider, to be a Bicicleta, it's more of the culture. It's more of how it came to be. And that's kind of what I want to focus on, and what I want to show, to bring that out. I don't know how you guys see it, or what your experience has been.
Well, more like okay, so with the girls, it's like, okay, so you're up there, and you say, there's you got your Biker Chicks and you got your Bicicletas. Is there a difference between the two?
Well, I feel, my opinion, right, is Biker Chicks can be street bikes. It can be baggers. It can be anything, right? But then when you have a Bicla, you can tell the Bicla apart from
a bike.
From a
well, yeah, because you got the candy colors.
It's got the style is different.
Choppers,
yeah.
The
So
fishtails and all that.
even like that term alone is different, right? So I feel like it's more representing more of a culture movement than just being a biker.
A biker. Biker.
Biker could be more of a
general statement.
But when you have a Bicicleta, like, it
you're
comes,
pinpointing a culture.
Exactly, just
style.
like there is chopper, like choppers, and then there's different I don't think the term itself is very recognized for being that.
Yeah.
So it's Are you keeping the Biker Chicks Foundation going still? You're not transitioning from one to the next. You're keeping it two separate
I'm
things?
gonna keep it to. I was thinking of just kind of like transitioning into this new thing, right? But I think I want to keep it because of the history, because of what I've done, and also because that nonprofit. I still want to push for that, but I want to focus on something new now. Yeah.
So what's the plan? What's the new?
For now, I believe that, and I've talked to different people that are like pioneers in the culture, right? People that have come before me, people that are making a big impact in the community, and I've been getting different feedback and opinions on how this should be handled, because I don't want to take something that doesn't belong to me and be like, okay, this is what it is. Like, no, this is a community effort, and I want to get a group of people that have that have been there before me and that have experience and that can
Teach you also.
teach me and everybody else what this is and how it became what it is, you know. And Viclasos is already doing that. Malo's already doing it. I just feel like I want to represent for the ladies, like I've done, you know, this entire time. What I've been trying to do. It's hard because you're, like I said, whenever you put yourself in this situation, you get a lot of conflict sometimes, and you get a lot of pushback.
But you're used to it already.
I'm used
you can
to
handle it.
Oh yeah. I can take a beating, and I'll take a punch and to the face, and I'll just like, okay, let's go. We gotta keep going.
Get back up.
Yeah, you gotta get back up.
So you were in podcasting at one time.
I was, yeah.
Have you thought about getting back into it?
I have. I don't want to say I'm the best at it. I actually hate it. I suck.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's very hard. But I think my thing was, it doesn't even matter how hard it is. I think it's just pushing and for people to see, you know, what I'm trying to do with the information that I'm gathering and the people that I'm talking to and the people that I've talked to. Yeah. You know, in the podcast before.
Well, you're always welcome here on American Cholo.
Thank you.
Anytime you ever need to tap in with Nidia.
Yeah.
You guys can get
instead of having your own, you can jump into different podcasters and share your information that way.
You need to get something out there,
it
you
helps.
know.
Thank you. That's and I think
doors are always open to you.
I appreciate it. And as a community, as just our people, right? Yes. I want to say like our people, like I think coming together and doing it as a whole, as a group is a lot better than just everybody in for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can do a lot more with more people.
When
exactly.
You get great minds together, and I learn a lot, you know. And that's all I want to do. A lot of the times I'm learning as I'm going.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have a really good circle of people that bring a lot of knowledge and that try to help you out.
You know, I've been trying to do that now because before it was pretty much talking to anybody that came along. I want to help anybody that I talk to. You know, I just try to, you know, just network with people. But I think you have to be conscious of who you
network with, because some people will bring you down.
Oh,
you know, you always gotta check them out first and say, okay, this person will bring me up.
You learn, and I'm sure that you've learned a lot through the process already.
Definitely, there's people. You know, you're in a circle and. It's pretty interesting how it can be, right? Because everybody's hungry, you know, everybody wants to get that, you know, and sometimes it's your own people that turn on you, you know, and unfortunately you just gotta be careful.
Yes, exactly. It happens. So, so what about, I know you used to be a realtor before, right? You're working now with, how do you say it? Fiore
Legal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna assume that you got involved with that because you ride a motorcycle, right? You used to promote for them more at the beginning. Yes. And now you got involved with them. You work for them, right?
Yes. So they hired me off the bat to be a marketing director. When I first started, when I first started the podcast, or even the nonprofit, right? I worked with different sponsors, right? And some of them happened to be law firms. But I've always had different sponsors. Even now, I should just give them a shout out, right? Yeah. I have, like, for the bike, I have, like, DNA sponsoring the wheels. I have Clockworks. You know, they get the exposure, and they and then I, they say, okay, we're gonna hook you up with this part or that part, whatever. And the same with like the sponsors that I've worked with, they'll pay for like the segments or the whatever it is, because with my podcast I always had like food for the guests and drinks or whatnot and things like that and then the videographer has to get paid. So I've always tried to, you know how sponsorships work.
Of course.
So with Fiore, it's more of like I don't just post. I actually do other things behind the scenes, and I do have I have work to do. So we have an office in Stockton now. That's the reason why I'm going back and forth between up north and SoCal, because there's offices in Stockton, in Seattle, and all over LA. So they're the ones that are pretty much that I could say that's my employer.
Right.
Yeah. And I also, get different sponsorships for other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've done real estate. I did paralegal work for many years. I've done the grooming. I've done a lot of things.
Yeah. Your hands are everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So real estate, you do business or homes?
It was
buildings,
residential.
Residential or commercial?
No,
There it is.
I didn't mostly basically residential. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When I did do it, I'm not active anymore, but yeah. But I did that.
So is there anything specifically that you want to promote or you want to throw out there for the people to, to know what's coming or?
Not necessarily. I think you guys got to stay tuned. And I gotta take care of a few things. And
before you throw it out?
Yeah, before I throw it out. And always, just know that I'm always...
Something's up your sleeve.
I'm always up to something. My intentions are always good. It's always for the community. It's always, to push forward. And yes, we're going to stumble, we're going to go through our trials and tribulations, but we keep pushing and all we can do is stay positive and try to do the best,
And there you go.
Yeah. Best that we can. And I do have plans just to keep doing what I'm doing in a positive way.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
We absolutely loved having you.
Thank you.
We
Thank
love
you
to
guys.
hear, more of the background end of it. So that's cool. I'm sure the audience loved it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And, tell people where they can find you. The camera. There you go. Right there.
You can find me in the streets of LA. No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
I have a YouTube channel, Lidia La Bicicleta, and then Instagram, Lydia's 4x4 Ops, which I've been wanting to change forever, but I just kept it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a wrap on the show. Man, it was a good one. And, we got to learn a lot about you today.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Once you're ready to throw out
more stuff.
What's going
More
on,
stuff.
let us know, and we can open up the platform for you to throw it out there.
Yeah, and then for sure, I'll let you guys know, and then we can always, like I said, network and push forward.
Do you have any events as well? Maybe we can collaborate and get American Cholo out there as well.
Yeah, for sure. I have one on the
definitely.
works. I feel like it's a good one, and it's related to bicicletas. So I should have information soon, and maybe I can bring it out, once it's ready.
There you go.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Thank you guys.
All right, thank you. Thank you for watching
Thanks
American
for
Cholo
watching.
today with Lydia.
Thank
and
you.
See you. Tap in next time, and we'll see you then.